can't handle the truth.
Goddamn, that's good weed. That is good weed. That is good weed.
Let me tell you something about those Mario levels. All right, I'm told that I have to pull back and not make mean levels because, hey ADC, how are you? Guys, it's a fellow streamer showing up to support. Show some love here. ADC for art. She's the only person I've ever seen that also goes under the category just chatting. I don't know if it's like because she has the same problem as me and she can't stay focused anyways. Good. What's on the itinerary today? So I think I was going to ADHD is on the itinerary for today, ADC. Sometimes I have trouble staying focused. That guy on the net. What's up, my dude? How are you doing? So, tonight on the stream, first off, I apologize about my green screen being garbage. I'm still working on lighting. During the day, it's absolutely beautiful. At night, I try to make adjustments, and it still has a little bit of trouble, so I'll work on evening my lighting out and stuff. I might be able to fix that on a Be Right Back here pretty soon, but for now we're just going to roll with it unless anybody complains. But yeah, nice to see you guys all here. That one guy on the net. Alright, let's see. So we very recently saw that you were on. I want to check out your stream, man. Can still see the miraculous mustache. Light is wunderbar. Nice, thank you. To be honest with you, I cut this off like 6 months ago and I had to regrow it because I had a nice 2-inch handlebar curl, and I was smoking a bowl of, I was eating a bowl of cereal and I burnt off part of my mustache. No joke, true story, and I had to cut it off. And this is after about six months, I think, of growing back. I don't have my 2-inch handlebar curl, but it's coming along nicely. I think I hear D&D bag coming in. That's some hot cereal, man. Yeah, well, I think it was bright and early in the morning, and I'm pretty sure, like, I slept on my mustache, and when, it was like a very, very honorable and voluptuous mustache. So like you spicy cereal. You wake up from sleeping on it sometimes, and it's places it shouldn't be. Look like Donald King's hair, but yeah, usually keep it nice and smoothed out. But first thing in the morning, it can be an issue. All right, so we stole this bust because we are not tackling humanoids or animals or beasts yet, but we did 3D model some moon and cloud cover, Is this a model you made? You'll be printing. I will be printing this. I actually just finished doing several of these. I did a tiefling that had an obelisk, and we did custom rune. We did Norse runes and Futurama Alienese runes, one side and one side. And then we did. I don't know if I did the vampire on stream. I think I did the vampire off stream. But yes, I'm gonna print this. I borrowed the wolf head. Jason's painting as we speak. As you can see, JW King 75 is painting a bust that he bought from our store. We have a Patreon where you can sign up and get miniatures that are 3D printed delivered to your house once a month, and we also have a Facebook group. And if you like art, one of my lovely goblins will spam you a exclamation point FB group, and you can join our Facebook group, and you can see some of the stuff that we print, and you can see some of the stuff that the other goblin, it's not just stuff that I do, or that I print. It's pretty much all art models, and it's all tabletop miniatures or crafting stuff or painting. You're into 3D printing? Yeah, so I have 4 3D printers. One of them is in a graveyard, but I still own it. If you guys don't get off of me, I'm gonna just go away. Alright, so I'm serious. Okay. We just had a painting competition where we set a theme and there's criteria, and then all my Facebook people compete and submit their entries, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so you asked about 3D printing. Sorry, you're experiencing some of my ADHD. But I'm excited. Oh, our gambler's back. I'm excited because 3D printing is one of my favorite things. So I have a Elegoo Mars SLA printer. One second. Love you, Goblin. Good night. So I have a Elegoo Mars. I have 2 Elegoo Mars. I have a regular one and a Pro. And I have a Prusa MK3S, and I have a Anycubic Photon. That's the one that's in the graveyard. Yeah, I have 3 SLA printers. What's up, Dummy Bear? Wow, them painting skills are crazy on that group. And the minis look amazing. I miss playing D&D. Fidget! How's my ADHD buddy? She even looks at me and she's like, listen, I thought I had ADHD, but you have a serious fucking problem. We had a discussion the other night, and I was basically like, I don't know how I get anything done. I do. I get stuff done. But, fidget! But yeah. Glad you're interested in 3D printing. Stoney's always everybody's friend. I don't know why. Even my son was like, hey, let me make the most irresponsible person in the group a moderator. That sounds like a good idea. I'm good, Fidget. Thank you for asking. That was so funny. That was funny, but like, poor decision making. I'm just going to throw that out there. And he's also excited to get VIPs so he can make Hermione a VIP. You guys deal with some switching it up. I also tried to make the avatars a little more evenly sized. Fidget went with the TARDIS. Very, very classic. Let me move my camera in front of them though, because otherwise I'm going to just throw them out of my way. Let's do this. Alright, now they can pass behind me. I'm the tallest. Yeah, I'm going to have to adjust that, but for now, you are the tallest. But, bro, I got some news for you. I got magical powers. You dead? I killed you. That Epi on Gundam's looking sweet, too. That one guy on the net, you went with some classic Final Fantasy mage. And also, that's the same look they gave Vivi in Final Fantasy IX, if anybody remembers. Oh God, I hope. Alright, so we're gonna stay off task here, I'm pretty sure, but let me try. I want to remake this moon and see if I can give this texture one more attempt. Oh, I got hops. So if you guys are new here and you haven't experienced these stream avatars, I'm new to them as well. But you can type exclamation point jump and exclamation point hug. There's all kinds of interesting commands that your avatars can pull off, and there's also mini games. Let's actually bust out one little mini game just because like that shit's really fun, and then we're gonna go ADC for art. Do you have a character? Yes, you do have a character. Wow, you picked a really cool one. That's Lulu, right? It's hard to tell because it's so small, but I think she has her Moogle tucked. I think that's Lulu. Oh, you have to say who you're gonna hug. So you have to do like D&D Bag just did, and you have to target your hug. So you still got your hug ADC. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna do a slight little avatar boss battle just to start the night, and this will give you some points if you win. So you can buy some more avatars. This is completely separate from the channel points, by the way. So like whatever you spend on the avatars is completely separate. All right, 45 seconds left. While you guys are joining, ADC still giving out hugs. There's a battle going on, ADC. Did you not see the call to arms? She's like, but I'm a peaceful goblin, and I want to hug. That's how I help. You could be a priest. You could join as a priest. But yeah, I know you don't know what's going on, but you'll catch on. Anybody that doesn't join, I think that they get replaced by hugs. You can't hug other goblins with nuclear arms. 10 seconds left for anybody who wants to join the little boss battle. Exclamation point join space priest. 3 seconds. No worries. See how everybody's typing their join commands? Next time this happens, just type in join and pick one of the 3 classes. It showed up in chat. And it's either priest, warrior, or mage, but you're gonna have to catch the next battle. This one just started. No worries, they may not win. Their battles are actually pretty tough. Alright, in the meantime, I'm gonna work on Blender in the background. Alright, so good boss fight music. You know, right when you said that, the sound started ending, so I think that you jinxed it, bro. That's good, Earl Grey. Good night. Love you, helpful. This is a good way to keep us from distracting you while you work. My wife said I wouldn't get anything done, but honestly, I told her once I get it finished setting up, I might actually pull some shit off. So ADC, I know it's a little chaotic and confusing, but it's just a little fun thing I do sometimes with the avatars so that they can... Am I in the way of the boss? Totally in the way. Is that better? I need to do some prepping anyways, so you guys enjoy your boss fight underneath me. You can also see my wonderful stash. I love when I'm walking and like walking through town in Vegas or something, and somebody's like, "Oh, I love your beard," and I'm like, "I don't have a beard. Sorry, I don't. But thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate it. I know what you mean." All right, we're going to. You make that mask? I did not. Actually, this was an Amazon mask. We've just always really appreciated goblins and goblin kind. I looked for this up while I was in I used to be in a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. It was really fun while I was there, and while I was there, I started doing all the extra D&D stuff. And I noticed everybody had a lot of similarities. Nobody ever chose goblins. I don't know if I think they're misunderstood. They're always seen as highwaymen and robbers and, you know, just not very intelligent. And I feel like until the more recent releases of like Eberron and Ravnica, goblins were kind of underutilized in Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm kind of glad to see all of the some of the new modules kind of letting everybody know that goblins are nothing to be trifled with. And then they made him a playable race, which was just really, really cool and a long time coming. So, how are you guys doing? I wasn't paying attention. How's my? I feel like Super Smash Brothers again, like the Master Controller. It'll help a little bit if I go to the cleaner background too. Doing all right. Well, I'm gonna have to say I agree with you. So looks like Mr. Boss over here has about 65% health, and there's still a lot of you guys that are high up. Did one of you go priest this time? Your horde is well, sire. Fucking well played, sir. You guys are. You're doing okay. Interesting. I can't interfere with these fights, which is good, because I would probably be immature about it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my live scene here, but I'll move myself out of the way so you guys can see the boss you're fighting. There you go. Alright, so for those of you who are paying attention to More Than the Battle, I have made a second moon, and I'm going to go back one step because I really haven't done anything. I hit Shift A, went to Mesh, and then pulled open a UV sphere. That's about as... Yeah, no worries. Let me... After this, I'll wait till this boss fight's over.
Stop me!
I'll GPU check. I'll wait till this boss battle's over, then I'll do away with the avatars for a little while. I was doing some prep work in the background. I should wait until the boss battle's over. And then I'll, like I said, I'll move them away. For now, I'll just enjoy watching them. It's about halfway. You're doing less all right now? Yeah, you guys were at like full health minutes ago. Now you look like you're going to be dead in about, I would say 10 seconds. I mean, sorry, like 2 rounds. I looked on Thingiverse ADC and I didn't see any. I do have some of my own textures that I'll be showing in just a minute, and I'm sorry for the delay, but it doesn't look like they're going to last much longer. Some of these bosses, man, they're tough. But it is going to block what I'm doing in the background. Stony died. Jason's alive. D&D Bag's alive. Hermione's alive. Seaweed Dave's alive. Not for long. This is a tough one. Yep, 2 more drop. Boss battle's almost open. We'll do some 3D modeling. We'll have to come back someday. There's like a lot of mini games. We'll have to come back someday and just make a day out of playing the mini games. Meow. Hydrate. Thank you. I could always use a hydration. Oh, hot tea. It's Earl Grey. Yeah, I don't think our goblins are going to make it this time, guys. happening. It's all up to Dave. You gonna do it, Dave? All by your lonesome? You versus the boss? It's just under half health. I don't know what happened. You guys were kicking its ass. Can't lifesteal? Locked me. I wonder if there's like... Thought there was a dog coming up behind me. Spam guard. Is somebody spamming? Oh, you're talking about... Oh, so I'll look in my bots and see if I can get that gone. Because it probably cost you... I don't know, you lasted longer than I thought you were going to last anyways. You're still going. There you go. Alright. Oops, wrong one. We are going to hide the avatars for a moment. Good try, guys. You don't always win them. You don't always win them. Alright. I think you can still play slots in the background. I pretty much just killed the feed for it. Alright. Let me get myself back out of the way. And transition. Alright, guys. Let's see if we can do a little bit better job of texturing this moon using a few modifications. Sorry, Dave. A few modifications and some sculpting. Alright, hold on one second. Let me check out this Discord link. Are you really about to do this? Oh, I didn't even think to go that direction. Well, ADC deserves a reward. We're going to import an STL that I'm going to borrow from Thingiverse. I looked through for a moon, but it looks like she used a different, kind of a little bit different search criteria. And she has found a moon that we can just rob. Looks like it's got the appropriately spaced craters. It looks like a crumbled stale cake. It definitely needs work. Hey, I wasn't done. Cut me straight to the bone. I just got done saying it wasn't good. But I do try to make my own stuff instead of robbing all the time. Ruthless. Oh yeah, so the lamp is the way to go. I was just searching moon. I think I actually was looking for clouds, not a moon. Alright. That almost looks like a lithopane setup. Ain't robbing, it's expropriation and influence. I know, I'm just trying to... What I mean is, I'm trying to learn how to do a little bit better. And I think I just didn't turn my resolution up the first time. If I would have cranked my resolution up more before I started sculpting, I think it would have turned out just a hair better. Alright. So we are going to export this with 7.2 real quick. Drop it on the desktop. And we'll import it. But no, Thingiverse is for the use of things like that. It's almost done exporting. No, I don't need to. But like, if there would have been, if I would have found like the perfect moon, I might have. But I was really trying to give it my own shot. I'm trying to learn texture sculpting, but hey, I'm not going to turn down I did take a shot at it. And if there's a better one before we print. Desktop, where are you at? There it is. There we go. Reference is a great place to start. I'm gonna learn on the moon is super hard texture to try. It is because like our moon is not exactly. Wow. That's importing an well, my moon, but it looked fucking better than that. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I know I'm exporting an STL into a Blender modulation, but still, that doesn't even look better on the downscale. I mean, at a distance, that's like a FIFO, a 50-yard fake out. Let me import a different instance of it because that one had multiples, but like, you want to talk about moldy cheesecake? That was it. Let's load this bigger one in. Maybe that'll have more detail. Now listen, ADC, I pulled this werewolf from Thingiverse. That's where I took it from because I do want to learn how to do humanoid figures, but I don't know if I want to torture you guys and make you watch me. Oh, you broke my computer. But I have saved. I saved before we started. But I was trying to import the larger file, and you broke my computer. We got a lurker. Just ignore him. No, it's not a solution, and it can be a great reference. You can also import it. Oh, you didn't break my computer. But still doesn't look as good as mine. I can see where the accuracy is. So, okay, so here, I think I know what the problem is with this particular file. No. Okay, so do you have a 3D printer ADC? Because you can do this format called lithopanes, which is a form of stereolithography, where you print a lithopane, which this is just not, it looks like this file is a curved lithopane. So if you're just looking at this from a texture, it's like, oh, that looks like shit. But if you put a light source behind it, then that shitty image that you were looking at turns into a highly detailed picture. So I sell lithopanes. You can, people used to send me like wedding pictures or the picture of their dog or their D&D character or character art, and I turn those into lithopanes, and then I print them, 3D print them in SLA, and then when you put a lamp bulb or a light source behind them and you light them up, it looks better than the picture that I started with, and it all has to do with the topography. So even though this looks like garbage, I bet if you put a light source inside of it, it would look absolutely gorgeous. So like, but that's what this file size is. So you can see the heavy crater pitting, but you can also see the resolution that gets lost because it looks like they tried to compress their 3D file when they saved it too. Yes. Well, you don't turn it inside out. What you do is you print it. Usually it's printed on a pane, a curved surface or a flat surface. Sometimes they print them round and there's a hole in the side of it, and you can put a bulb in the side of it to get a 360 light. Yeah, usually the inside is smooth on that kind of stuff. And the outside has a topography that creates different shade levels based on the thickness of your SLA resin. Stoney, you've worked with lithopanes before in the back, right? No, it's not back to square one, but I will get us. I think I can do a better job if I just take one more swing. That's the first time I've ever made a moon in my life. So let's take one more swing at it. We may do a better job. ADC, are you in Discord? I can send you a pic of one. ADC, here, get some. I'll give her the link. Oops. Okay. I was not in the chat bar. Okay, there you go. So if you join our, if you get in our Discord ADC, there's a lot of these people here who do a lot of chat. And if you're into art, like your name suggests, we'd love to have you around. All right. So let me crank the resolution on this moon. I believe our GPU is good, but I'm going to check it. We're good. We're running off our GPU. And then I'm going to give the old college save. And now I'm going to crank up resolution and see if I can pull this off. First thing I'm going to do is shade smooth, which is really all it does is create an exterior subdivision. And then we're going to go into our tools. And we're going to add a modifier, and we're going to go with our subdivision surface. But we're not going to apply it yet. And then we're also going to do some subdivision, which is a right-click S when in edit mode. And then we're going to crank the resolution up until our computer breaks. More. More. Alright, I'll go ahead and apply that. Yeah, getting there. I'm gonna try to do one more level. Okay, I'm done. If that works, I won't do any more. I'm done. Alright, so I definitely got my resolution a little higher. Sending pics of one I made, like, okay. Yeah, the resolution is so high that it's blacking out at point blank. That's a good resolution. It was made with an FDM printer before I got in the SLA, and SLA would come out even better. Oh, you're going to show her a lithopane? Yeah, SLA does a lot better. You're right about that. Sculpt. I think we have everything dialed in enough to we're going to go ahead and be able to go straight into sculpting. Let's go into our textures. And we're going to select... Wait, something's not right. We're going to restart this. Here it is. Alright. And if you're smart and you put your textures in a texture folder and go to them often, they're easy to find. And let's use this asteroid texture, which is the closest thing we have for a moon at this time. Okay. So, let's start small. It's doing that thing again, isn't it? What am I doing? No, I think space is better. Sorry. Sometimes you don't know what you're screwing up until you try to click. I'm gonna go to sculpt mode again. Why? Sorry, I've got some setting off. My texture is set. It's usually tiled. Stroke method's fine. Last time I think you needed to select a texture brush. I think I have one selected. But it still shouldn't be doing that drag method. Unless I have stabilization on. Okay guys. I think I'm good now. Alright, I'm good. I'll pay attention to it this time and see if it happens again. My brush strength was low, Stony. Alright. Let's pop some scattered texture at this particular height. And then sometimes we can make it a little larger so it's a little more random. kind of just play connect the dots a little bit, retexture this bad boy. It looks more like an asteroid than a moon, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, good call, ADC. Ugh. Oh, ADC, we're not making Earth's moon, we're making a moon. If I was trying to make Earth's moon specifically, I wouldn't be using texture mapping. I would be using, what's it called? I would probably use a UV texture mapping, which is where you use computer programming style nodes to distribute a UV map around a UV sphere. Our moon is the best moon. I disagree. I believe it's a great moon, but it's definitely not the only moon and definitely not the best moon. I can try. Never used Blender. Would you see if it would be of any help here? I'm really green at Blender. Have only done a few things. I'm partial to Europa. I've not tried Europa yet, but I'd be willing. Let's drop our scale and do some smaller craters. Well, not that small. A little more sporadically around some of these bald spots. Yeah, this would never work if you were trying to replicate a the actual moon. We just need it to be a moon, like a Dungeons and Dragons moon, to turn our poor werewolf here. Right there, that's our last spot. There. The resolution's a lot higher there. What are we doing here? You finding more texture brushes or what? Let's check Discord. Discord. Lazy Goblin channel. Oh, that's actually exactly right. Those are NASA images of the moon. Oh crap. So yeah, I guess you could texture map. Well, now again, we wouldn't do sculpting though. We would do what's it called? Let me see if I can find it. This UV editing. So you would put that photo that you sent me in the Discord, or that you posted in the Discord. You would upload that into UV editing. Thank you, Stony. It's the resolution's higher. That first one did look like shit. Like I'm glad somebody said it. It was decent for the first moon ever, but it was I gathered in some understanding during the making of this moon. I like the first one okay. Now that the second one's here, the first one looks like shit. We can all say it. It's okay. But yeah, you would use UV mapping. So I would take that photo that you took and I would map it from a square on, you'd use, I wouldn't have been so harsh if I knew you modeled it. It's cool. Listen, I have stuck my foot in my mouth and like, hey, listen, I didn't hate the moon. I was just kind of like busting balls and I didn't realize they were yours. So I don't take any offense to it. It's like when I came into that dude's channel, ADC, earlier, and somebody was like, hey, Lazy Goblin, I saw you supporting my friend, and I was like, hey, thanks, your friend is awesome. Yeah, I just made some adjustments to my stream. By the way, how's this game doing? And then somebody's like, you shouldn't talk about your own stream. And I was like, fuck you. I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about, and if I'm new here and you want me to stay, Don't tell me how to live my life and pay attention to what I'm saying. I said one line about my stream because someone else brought it up. But I'm not mad. I have no time in my life to like play. I'm not a good like sheep, you know? And when somebody's like, you're doing this wrong, and I think I'm doing great, and I support everybody I can. Like, I'll be at your streams. If somebody shows up, I'll go support them back. But I don't want somebody telling me how to live my life. Listen, I know cookie dough's bad. Let me eat it. It's okay. I'll survive. All right, but thank you. My second moon is better, the first one was not great, but it was my first shot at it. And I will, on another stream, take this CGI moon kit that you found, Seaweed. Actually, that's a pretty stellar, some stellar topography. The only reason I'm not doing it right this second is because I would have to change it from a square to a circular map, and I really want to do a little more YouTube video so I can show you guys a little more smoothly instead of bumping my head against it. But I think that for all intents and purposes of our bust, I may want to use something I modeled myself anyways, just kind of because it's a little more sentimental. This music change is a kick. I didn't realize you were already affiliated. It's badass you support other streamers. Yeah, I actually completely stopped asking for follows. I just wanted affiliate for channel points. Other than that, I don't care. I really just I'll do anything I can to support anybody else. Whenever I go to leave I always raid, period. I always raid. And I always try to look for someone who's at like 45 followers. And then I come in and I smash them out. We have, the night we got affiliate, we helped another streamer get affiliate. I think a lot of these viewers were there and they helped us with our Goblin raid. And we're going to do an accent impersonation because of Seaweed Dave. Seaweed Dave, what accent or impersonation would you like to see? And I'm going to get a little bit more of that stretching from ADC too. That was nice. Oh. De Niro, I don't know if I could do a De Niro. He's not in my repertoire. I don't know if that's spelled right or not, but I read it right. I don't know if I can do a Robert De Niro. He's kind of got I don't know. I've never tried to do his voice. I would have to actively watch him in a movie. De Niro? Who were you going for? If you weren't going for Robert De Niro, you're Norm. You mean Walken? Christopher Walken? Or Zap Brannigan? Okay, Christopher Walken. I can do that one. You're talking to my boy all wrong. It's the wrong tone. You do it again, I'm gonna stab you in the face with a soldering iron. Does your mother sew? Blam! Get her to sew that. You know, one of my favorite quotes from him, I think, was in Catch Me If You Can? Wasn't he in that? I think he was Leonardo DiCaprio's dad or something in that movie. And he was, he's like, let me tell you a story about this mouse. You know, he's talking to his son. He's like, son, you gotta never give up. You can never give up. Let me tell you a story about this mouse. The mouse is running through, and he falls into a bucket of milk. And instead of he thinks about he's struggling to get back out of the milk, but instead of giving up and dying, he just keeps fighting and struggling, even though everything is closing in around him. And you know what? That mouse churned that milk into butter, and then he climbed out. Never give up. I butchered that story. The story about the watch. Oh my God, nah. The watch that got brought over from the war. God, you know, metal smells weird when it's old anyways. I'd have to see that movie a couple more times. I don't like butchering stories. I will do cowbell. You gotta have more cowbell. I got a prescription, and the only medication is more cowbell. Really emphasize on the cowbell. Thank you. I do a couple, like there's a few I do that are a little bit better than the rest. But that's one of my favorites. I could stay in that particular persona for a while if I just wanted to ride that one out. All right, let me get out of texture mapping here. Thank you, Seaweed Dave, for the brief respite from the normality that is our lives while I change out moons. And for what it's worth, ADC, don't feel bad. Look at the difference in moons. This is a turd ball. This is a mountain goat dropping compared to the other one. That's a moon. That's it little. That's bad. So, and it's not the best, but comparatively, this looks like a Captain Crunch berry. So, well played. I don't hate you for saying that. It was actually pretty true. I have no issue with honesty, and I'm actually pretty hard to offend as long as I feel like I'm left alone in a weird way. I don't know if that makes sense. And we'll just hide him into cloud cover, and I'll have to cut the bottom in the next slicing program, so we'll move him back just a hair too, guys. Feel like he should be, yeah, a little bit better. Cake crumb, I think it was put. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Goblins will unite on your ass around here. But no, it's totally cool. That is a cake crumb little morsel, and this is a moon. But let me spin it because take my strong hand. It's not the good side of the moon. That's better. I like that side. Dark side of the moon, man. Like, don't ask what's under the mask. ADC. I think it's 50, Stoney. 50,000. Remember, you said I took away all your fun. I did. I changed it back. Because you got mad. Because you were like, man, this is no fun. And I'm like, listen, if I go naked, every couple that's here, everybody that has a significant other, they're going to leave that significant other and they're going to try to come to Vegas and live with me. And we don't want that. I'm going to keep my shirt on, but I will go without my mask. No, I turned it down to 50K again, Stoney. I didn't just give you the naked. For reals though, I've got Goblin green abs of steel. We're gonna just delete this moon. ADC said it sucked. We're getting rid of it. We got better moot. Being naked on the internet, not that big of a deal. Nah, not anymore. I see naked people up on the internet all the time. Anybody watch porn? Don't fucking lie. You all watch porn. 90% of the people in the world watch porn. The other 10%, watch porn and lie about it. It's kind of a fun fact for you that you become okay with when you grow up and graduate high school. Yeah, I think our wolf is pretty close to done. I might work on the clouds a little more. Being unmasked, it's a lot bigger a deal. I don't have any nudes up, but like I said, I don't want people beating my door down. If I take all this off, it becomes a problem. Yeah, okay. So we're going to save. You know what's funny? I think Listen, 60% of the time, I'm right. Every time. Clouds could be fluffier. Oh, now are you pushing me in to do better clouds too? For fuck's sake. What kind of show is this? Let's fluff our clouds. It's hard because they almost want to be wispy, but I don't think that you can make wispy with solid pieces. At least I think maybe I can't. Let me do some more studying, and let me see what I can do to kind of because I don't want it to have like sharp draw edges, but with clouds you want that wispy effect. But I think that if you did a good job with your brush, like I've given enough grooves to where if people go over this with washes and dry brushes in the right instances, you should be able to create a little bit of in and out effect. Because these are going to be dark clouds anyways. It's not like you're going to be painting bright white fluffy clouds that you're trying to hide detail in. Limited by the painting tech. Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. Besides just trying different texture faces until something looks wispy without looking choppy. Yeah, you're both right. I am limited by the printing though, and you can only get like so fucking small before there's not really a way to get a wispy effect with a SLA printer. You'd have or FDM. Not yet. The best thing you could do, if it was me, I wouldn't even I would have used blobs if I was doing this for myself and not for everybody. Because if it was me, I would be putting glue on the clouds and take cotton or dryer sheets. Probably cotton. I would take cotton balls and make the fucking clouds. Personally, I wouldn't let this rest. But I'm not that good of a painter either. I'm a better crafter than a painter. So certain things I would rather craft my way around a situation, because I've got people that are painters in the group that could paint a block of wood and make it look like a cloud. They really could. I'm not that guy. I would use cotton and glue, maybe like a water glue mix with like Elmer's in a spray bottle. Douse the outside. Another thing I can do is print the moon separate from the clouds. So let's look at that real quick. If I make these clouds separate from the moon, you won't have to worry about your hard edge when you're painting either. And you can make a blood moon, you could make a blue moon, you can make whatever flavor of moon you want without worrying about spilling your paint onto the cotton. So just like assuming that you might want to go that route, let's cut the shape of the moon out of the clouds. And we're also going to cut this flat, like the bottom 10% of the moon. And the next program, once we export it over, we'll cut everything flat. That way this will actually rest on the ground and look nice and pretty. We still have some steps to go. We're not completely finished. But yeah, I would definitely suggest using cotton. And then your color's done. It's got its own shading. Yeah. But I am going to take a really small break and go have some cereal, which I'm almost out of. So if anybody was like, hey, let's donate to the Lazy Goblin so he can eat more cereal, that'd be great. But for now, take a break, Lazy. Thank you, ADC. Now it feels more justified. I'm going to let you guys play with your avatars a little bit while I show you some art. Hold on. I have to fix this by doing this. Right? Maybe not. It's not working. This is not working. You saw the sliver of your dragon? Oh, there it is. It wasn't working. Now it's working. Can I make it work in the next screen? There you go. Alright, it's working now. Thank you guys. I got caught with my pants down a little bit. I forgot to turn my audio on. It seems like the commands don't do anything in the Battle Royale. That time I paid attention. Yeah. The boss battle you can do things in. And there's also a basketball mini game, but I haven't been able to, like, figure out how to do it. And there's betting if you're a gambler. There's, you can bet, like, bet 50 black. And then you've got 20 seconds to either bet an amount on either black or red. And then you can up the amount of points you get and buy more avatars. And that currency is dedicated to the avatar stuff. So if you look in your extensions, you know, obviously you guys have all changed your avatars from Morty's. All right, ADC for art has 100 on black. We've got 20 seconds. I'll put 100 on red. Somebody's going to win. Stony went red too. Red. Nice. ADC got chipped. Also, if I want to pick on you guys, you know, I can always... Oh, wait. Where'd you guys go? There you are. Sorry. He's gone. Not gone. He went far though. Was that who was that? D&D bag? I'm sorry, buddy. I'll set you back up on your feet. Thank you for choosing Lulu. So did you play all of the Final Fantasies? Oh, you guys want some stars? If you jump into the stars, you can get more currency as well for the avatars. So just time your jump right. You got to lead it a little bit. Stony Yodeler's got one. Stony Yodeler's got more. Did you take all the stars, Stony? So if you jump and time it right. Let me get rid of our... is our ladder bothering anybody? I could lose it if it is. Oh, and if Stony's bad, we'll just take him and pin him up here. And then you don't have to worry about Stony anymore. Apparently, I want to climb it. Let me get rid of that. I'll drop Stony too, poor Stony. Alright, so go to the ladders. No, it was the one-way blocks. And we'll clear them. Alright, you guys can have a flat playing ground now. Okay. Have some bombs. Somebody's gonna get that star. So we're gonna shoot bombs everywhere. Okay, yeah. ADHD. It happened. Alright. We'll have to find the command list for this game because there's a lot you can do with it. You can do ! Sit. You can ! Dance. Clouds. Cut clouds. Stay on task. Alright, so you're going to click the cloud and you're going, let's name everything. Moon. F2 is the hotkey to name something. Cloud 1. F2 cloud 2. And F2 cloud 3. And then you're going to click your cloud or the object you want to cut something else out from it. Alright? So we're going to Do we want to cut the clouds or do we want to cut the moon? We're going to cut the clouds. All right, so you're going to go to this command right here. My merch message showed up. Having to highlight because you keep messing with my comment. The merch thing did show up. I did see it. Did everybody else see it? Because I can't replay it. I mean, I'm going to have to mess with the wording because that's what I was looking at. I let myself down. I was trying the coding that it takes to do commands so that it calls out specific aspects. But yes, I did see it. And thank you for that. I just wish I had had my text correct. Yeah, I was going to cut it down too. I didn't know. Yeah, that was the first time. But I can adjust it in just a few seconds. So, donor message, maximize. Title message. That's it. There. All right, it's fixed. Message is reduced. Stony, but really Hermione. I mean, it did say. Oh, it did say it. Okay, I thought that was my mess up because I called them Hermione pants. Okay, that wasn't me then. Well, I also cut a lot of the back end of the text off because it was just a lot. I always try to make it funny, but sometimes it's a lot of text in a small box. Okay. Clouds. Select. You go to this little blue wrench. Add modifier. Boolean. You select Boolean anytime you want to take away from or combine two objects correctly. You can also do Control J to join, but sometimes it messes up your meshes. So it's always better to do it to join through Boolean, and it's also better to subtract through Boolean. So you select difference, which will cut one from the other. And then you're going to select the object, which would be moon, or you can also use, one second, it's creating there you go. You can also use this little dropper to select your item. It's just as easy, if not easier. And then once it loads, do you see how the orange dropped out? That's because the cloud is now cut around the moon, so it will fit exactly in that spot. Now here's the question. I think it would be easier on the artist who gets this piece if I cut the moon if I do the reverse. So I'm actually not going to apply this. And like I said, it's a non-destructive modifier until you click apply when you're working with Booleans. So we're going to do the reverse. Joining keys. Yeah. Like connections. You can, but if I do it like I'm doing it right now, it's going to create its own key. You can. What you would do is you would do the Boolean mesh, and then you would separate the Boolean difference, and then you would separate the pieces, and then you take a beveled cube, and then you attach it to one piece or the other, and then you reverse Boolean it back out of the original piece to create that connection. But I'm basically going to create the same effect as a key by what I'm doing right here. You'll see. The cloud is going to be the key. See what I mean, man? But, Stony, I'm not going to lie. I think that you are onto something. How do you know the head isn't so heavy? Because I balance it based off of center mass, which is about right here. And as long as I keep the center mass somewhat over the ball, it'll be fine. Oh yeah, the base is going to be wider than the moon. No, you don't weight the bottom. I actually hollow the entire model. So I'll show that process. Tipping should not be an issue. No, I do this a lot. And when I first did it, I had one issue ever with tipping, and ever since then I just paid attention. Because look, watch, you can do this. You can click your model, and you can click origin to geometry. And what that's going to do is that's going to put this orange dot in the direct center of the mass. So as long as that orange dot is over the moon, the center mass of the werewolf is actually directly over the moon as well. So there should be no issue of tipping. But good question. Obviously, you're an artist if you're even thinking about that kind of thing. Because, like, if you've done something like this before, you know tipping is an issue. But if you look, our orange dot is almost damn near perfectly over that moon. But that's how you can tell. Right-click, origin to geometry. And then when we make our slice, we'll make all this flat too. But that'll be at the very, very end of the process. So back to what I was doing. I put my cloud back. No, I want to put the moon back though. So we're going to Control Z until we put it back. I'm gonna take Stoney's advice, and I'm going to put a key in here. It's actually not a bad idea. I just have to wait on my computer to Control Z enough times. There we go. Alright, so now that this option has come back up, I'm going to leave it alone because I actually want to do that action, just not yet. So G, X, G is to move, X is along the X axis. And then I'm going to click off of this because you don't want to be touching an item when you bring in a new item, or it'll put those two items together even though they're not touching. And then when you move one, it moves the other, and it's super annoying. We're going to bring in a cube, scale it down, S, and then move it, G to move it again, G, Z to move it up, scale it down just a hair. I actually want to play with it first. Let's make it beveled. Gonna tab to edit, grab these four. Only reason I was thinking of using keys is because without one, it may take a while to find the correct orientation without one. That's exactly what I was thinking, Stony, because it's basically gonna tell you where you should be doing your dirty work. We're gonna make 3 of these right now. First off, let me go back to object mode. Click, right click. You can either right click, copy objects, right click off of the object, and then paste it, and now there's 2 in the same spot. Or another method is you can click it and hold Shift D to duplicate, and then it'll attach it to your mouse, and you can right click to drop it in the place of where it was, or left click to drop it where it's at currently. But the keys are going to be the way to go, but I don't want to duplicate them yet because I want to bevel. Yeah, I can bevel them all independently. Make up your mind. I do want to scale them down. I don't need big keys. And then we are going to move this into the cloud. Click S to scale, X along the X axis. Tab, grab these outside 4 vertices, S to scale. This is going to create a tab. Or a connection piece, or a dick, if you want to emphasize the male to female connection, Stony. We got this. Cloud, we're going to click our little wrench. JW King, did you die? I just saw you spawn in. Or did you leave and come back? Boolean. And instead of difference, right here we're going to select union because we're joining these 2 pieces. And then we're going to click this dude. See that? That means it's working. Apply. And then we can X to delete that piece because we've joined these 2 pieces together. Now this is one mesh. And it's all under the cloud of one name. Now we can slide this in here. Giggity. Giggity giggity. Alright. I almost want some of this, some of this to be close to the cut line on the floor to help balance. All right. People pay like thousands of dollars to university presidents to use stuff like this. I learned this from what's called YouTube University, where when I'm like, how do I do this? I go, okay, you know what? Let's just ask YouTube, because YouTube pretty much knows. But yeah, so now we have this. We have our cut. We're going to select our new item. And it's going to do a difference cut of that piece. People like me, and I don't do this for a living. But mine was all mechanical drafting and design, slightly different. It depends what your practical use is. My practical use is 3D printing, so I consider overhangs a lot whenever I'm 3D modeling. And I can scaling. Sometimes you upscale a belt buckle or any kind of like extremity to make it a little fatter and more pronounced, because when you're 3D printing, sometimes actual size is not smart, even though it's accurate. You have to make adjustments on certain items to almost make them somewhere in between cartoonish and real, so that they are pronounced enough so you can see what they are and apply paint to them. But you really, sometimes you can't be perfectly realistic, because you'll lose something in the paint job or in the art. All right, I think that thing has finally done its processing. I gotta save. After this is done loading, I want to see if I can see in the hole. There. Okay, so this is an example of fucking perfection with a Boolean. This key mount thing that I did is perfect. And I used when you're doing what that's going to do is compensate a little bit for an interchange. So like the cloud was being cut into the moon, so it basically made the cloud a hair bigger than it really was before it did the cut. That way, whenever I print this and I put it back in there, SLA expands with UV light, and it's hard to get your levels perfect. So if you have a little bit too much exposure, which is probable because you need a lot of exposure to even get these prints to work, when you have your exposure level too high, your new piece won't fit into your old piece, because the light will make it'll be really accurate and beautiful, but it will expand a fraction farther than it was meant to. And when you're working with stuff like this, I work in the scale of microns for accuracy. My printer prints at 5 micron layer heights, and I can go down to 3. There's just really no point, because the human eye is not going to see much past 5. But anyways, talk. Let me cut some more of these bad boys. So I'm going to, instead of moving stuff out and back in, I kind of like my placement, except for this one. Oops. G, Y, I just want to, no, I liked it better where it was. Maybe like that, and then drop it back a hair. Can I get an amen? Is this a little bit better? Or is it not? I mean, correct me. Is that a good front look? This is going to sit on a shelf, so the back's not near as important. You like it? Alright, we're going to roll with it. Alright, so we're going to click on the moon, H to hide it. Whenever we want to bring it back, it's going to be Control H, or Alt H, Alt H. We're going to bring this cube up into play. Mesh Cube A makes his way down to the ball field, steps up to the plate to do his duty. Alright, and we're going to scale it off the x-axis, make it longer, G, x-axis as well, extend it out. We're going to tab to edit. My only beef was the moon needing some sharper details. We started to look at it at the end of last night, but I dig the new moon a lot. I agree, man, and I wanted to sleep on that moon, you know? Like, I wasn't super happy with it either, I'm not going to lie. Add modifier, Boolean, switch this to union, leave the threshold alone, object. I don't know which cube that is, but not to worry. We grab this dropper, and we can just click the right object. Apply the union Boolean. We're going to select the old object. When it's done processing, you'll see these gray lines will go away. Well, sorry. When I click it and move it, the gray lines will go away. Once we see that it's a good looking cut, we can get rid of the piece we cut with. And I may end up moving that over when that moon comes back, but we'll see. Yeah, that's a fair beef, Stony. ADC had the same complaint. She said, get your moon up. This is bullshit. Now, after we union this, we'll do 2 more cuts into the moon. And then we'll put it into a slicer program that I use for my FDM printing because it has a lot of cool features. And then we'll repair it and then re-export it as an STL into Chi2 box for SLA as separate pieces so it can be a nice and pretty and accurate print. I'll show you. I know it all sounds complicated. It's really fucking not. Any one of you could do this dumb shit. Just takes a little bit of time and application. Alright, let's bring that moon back. I thought so. So, I don't know if I can move this back. I should have dropped it into the back geometry. I forgot about where the moon actually was. So I have 2 choices. I can either Control Z and go back, or I can drop this back into the moon. I don't like that as much. Alright, time to backpedal. I fix it. I fix it. Uh-oh. Hermione, did I crash it? No. Oh. If I Control C while I'm still at this step, I might be able to, oh shit, wrong one. Click on this, Control C. Now, when I'm done with all my Control Z's, we need a prayer. I want to get back far enough to get that other cloud detached from that cube. How many Control Z's do I get? Because it only saves Control Z backlog so far, right? So like, oh, did it do it? One more, 2 more. Come on, it's so close. Don't stop there. Done. Okay. So we're going to move this. Okay, I can't have this and this. That's going to be a conflict of interest. Somebody's going to have to move. I'm going to have to get rid of this modifier for now. It eats up way too much processing power. Yeah, so this is my issue. Let me bring our Mr. Moon back. Alt-H. Or maybe a clip of fish singing Let It Go, since the program would be frozen. Stony. You're a marketing genius. I'm trying to think of what line from that song would be really good, but like, any of it? Alright, GZ. Maybe I can move this up. That'll work. And then I just gotta move this over. Not liking it, guys. I might have to increase the geometry on the back of this to make it work. Maybe if I RZ, I'm going to twist this key. How about that? I think that's a smart move. Let's bring our Moon back and see what he says. Fucking Moon likes it, guys. I think that's the way to go. Brain. If I just do smart things and be really memorable, you guys are all going to be smarter. But the problem is doing smart things. But guys, I've stayed on track a lot better, haven't I? For like the past 30 minutes, my ADHD has been low. Alright, so let's start cut. I want to be smart. Well, don't worry. If I did my math right, you guys are just going to start getting smarter. And I'll do some more research, ADC, to see more about these commands. I know the game is more interactive than we understand it. But I do think it's actually relatively new. So, meh. Alright, add modifier. Wait, I already cut this one, right? Yes, I did. I have to cut that one. Boolean, difference, select that one. Lurker, ignore him. Now, I really appreciate when you guys go lurk. If you don't know what lurk means, lurk is when you're trying to support my channel and you're keeping my view count high, but maybe you are but maybe you can't chat and you can't talk and you can't interact, so you're lurking. Maybe you're even listening, but you're doing dishes or something, but you know, you're not actively in the conversation. So you switch to lurk mode. 2, 3, and then this one will print separate as well. So let's cut the wolf from the moon. Last cut, and we're pretty much about ready to shift it for 3D printing. Boom. Apply. Every so often, a goblin has tasks to complete. Right now, Stony Yodelers is busy, but supporting still. Thanks, Stony Yodelers. Everyone should be more like Stony Yodelers. Picking my nose, clicking on stuff outside drops me out when you go picture in picture. Huh? Fucking well played. Okay. Alright, we have... Oh, you're saying it's dropping you out of the thing. Okay. We have all of our cuts with our keys. We're done. We're going to now export this. Oh my god, don't freeze. It's fucking frozen. I swear to god. Okay. Control S. Save. And I don't know if you guys noticed at the very bottom. You can't probably read it, it's so small. But when I hit Control S, if you guys remember right, or at this top bar up here, the file name for this thing is fucking literally, because I fucking literally named it that. Export the entire project. Wait. Yeah, we can do it like this. If it messes up, I'll redo it. We're gonna put it in our fucking werewolf file. I'm not just saying that to cuss. It's actually called fucking werewolf bust. And export it there as an STL. And then we're gonna reopen this same file in Slicer. And that's how we're gonna cut the bottom. Where's Slicer? There it is. And desktop. And Use your brain. Use your brain. Minis, busts. Think. Fucking werewolf bust. That's it. Take a break, lazy. Take a break. Alright, I'm gonna go smoke the last of my wizard's weed. And we're gonna let this load in while I'm gone. Actually, I'm gonna do something really smart. Your timing couldn't be more perfect, ADC. I'm going to click this little button right here. And if you guys wonder where the model's at, scaling's off. Now the scaling's back to, well, maybe one extra 0 in there. Okay, so there was a scaling. But look at this. It doesn't even look like it needs repaired. That's actually fucking sweet. And we can also...
Goddamn, that's good weed.
That's good. That's good.
That is good weed. That is good weed.
We can also split this. If I did it right, I can split it when I repair it. Where's that at? Split. Here we go. Split it into objects. Now this should cut into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects if we were badasses. We were badasses. So I did all my joins properly, and they all meshed out like they were supposed to, assuming, yep, I got all my keys. That's the only thing I was worried about, is dropping my keys. So I've split this into individual, ooh, that stayed together. That's okay. That's okay. That's not the end of the world. I can still actually print that. Alright, you're going to join me, Seaweed. I appreciate it. Let me start this net fab, because it's going to take a second. And I'll be back. You guys can have a... We want a battle royale, or do you want a boss fight? The boss fight gets everybody gold. The battle royale gets one person more gold. What are we doing here? Battle royale, and you don't have to participate in a battle royale. It's up to you guys. I don't know how to do the basketball game yet. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Render and toke time. Boss fight. So learning time. Alright, boss fight. I'm gonna go to the chat on my phone, so I'll still be able to see what you guys are typing, but I won't be able to watch the boss fight, unfortunately, but I do wish you guys the best of fucking luck while I turn and burn. So, let's get this boss fight started. You have 60 seconds to join. Don't worry if you don't join. It's still... Oops, bombs. Dropping bombs. If you don't join... I'm going to let you guys look at these pretty pictures while you play. These are from our painting contest, ADC. A lot of these were printed by me, but they were all painted by my group. Alright. You guys are on your own. ADC's on it. She's joined as a warrior. She ain't fucking around. She's going to beat somebody's face in. I think your commands are hashtag smite something. Everybody knows what's up. Ask somebody while it's not your turn. Somebody else that picks warrior. Looks like nobody. Looks like you're going to be doing a boss fight by yourself, ADC. Everybody's lurking. Alright, I'll stay long enough to read you your commands, and then I'm out. All by yourself, you take on the world. You and a bunch of summers. And you're fighting the Pumpkin King. How appropriate. Alright, that's a mage. That's different commands. Hold on, wait till your little dude comes up. Once your little dude shows up and he's standing in front of the monster, that's when you're gonna smite, okay? So whenever you see, like, you've got 3 left. NPC bot 2 is gonna go right now. After NC bot, and you're gonna have 3 options. Heal, which you have to say who you're gonna heal. Smite, and protect. But if I were you, I would smite, smash that bitch to pieces, and let the NPCs worry about healing. Alright. Hold on 1 second. You're good, D&D bag. You can catch the next one. Shank. Now you're just fucking with me. Okay. Your commands are exclamation point mortal strike or exclamation point demoralize. Those are your 2 attacks, ADC, as a warrior. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I was guessing. Exclamation point mortal strike, all one word. And if you don't do it in time, it will do it for you. That's a command for you. And then demoralize. Yes, that last time you did it was correct. So exclamation point mortal strike, one word, and exclamation point demoralize. Demoralize lasts for like 12 turns. You'll see the boss has the electricity over his head. He's already demoralized. Perfect. All right, kill, kill, kill. I go to smoke. And I'm back. How are you guys doing? Oh, you got killed. But you're gonna win, even though you died. Summer has got this. The Summers have it. They are actually doing really good as long as that boss doesn't do some crazy attacks. He's done it in the past. NPCs for the win. Wow, the boss scowls at NPC bot 2. And if Summer then if Summer doesn't have it, then Summer does. If there's an infinite number of Mortys, then by effect there also has to be an infinite number of Summers. So if they die, we'll just get more. I wish I could name the NPC bots cool shit though, right? Like Goblin Raider 1 instead of NPC bot 1. Yes. Oh, guys, I think it's Summer for the win. Facts. I'll let this play out. You got, oops, I keep dropping bombs. I only meant to drop 50, not that last one. I can't spam a bot while it's in play. Yeah, I can not affect these boss battles at all. I'm in the way. I should move myself. There. You guys can enjoy my laboratory as the Summers continue to raise mortal hell on the Halloween boss. So guys, I'll see what other bosses there are, because the boss is always different, so we can, that way it's not the same exact thing every time. And I'll find out how to do the other mini games. It's supposed to spawn its own mini game every so often, but I don't think it's doing that. Alright, everyone who participated got 200 gold. That's you, girly. Just now about to partake myself. Well guys, if anybody wants to be so amazing, we do have a donation button. We also have subscriptions, which some of you have already done. We still have some of the... No, you still got the gold ADC, I promise. We still have some more first 10 subscribers. So the very first 10 subscribers get a special badge, and everybody else will get just the regular badge after the first 10 slots are gone. Plus something really cool happens when we get a new subscriber. Okay, boss battle is over. I'm going to let you fight out a little battle royale while I continue. Now, just keep in mind, you don't have to do anything during the battle royale. It's just going to fight everybody to the death. We got a chocobo. We have Dummy Bear's lurking. He's that guy from thing. Out of all of these, I think Epion's or the TARDIS has the best chance. Man, I'm getting my ass kicked so hard. Okay, sorry. ADHD. My green screen's looking kind of sad too. I'm sorry guys, at night I just don't have the lighting in here. And I don't want to turn all the lights on. ADC still shanking bitches. ADC, you have more health than anybody but spawned 0, which actually I did not mean to spawn. Sounds like Stoney's back. Wow, an NPC one. I didn't mean to spawn that NPC. That's dirty. I'll run that back one more time. Asshole NPC took you guys' money.
Goddamn, that's good weed. That is good weed. That is good weed.
Alright, we killed that fool. What are the odds? Seaweed's getting his smoke on too. One more battle royale. Alright, kill each other. Yeah, Seaweed's got that cool command. And if you frequent my channel, ADC, you'll get your own custom command, and I'll also make you a VIP, so you can gain one of these cool little diamond badges that you see by Stoney's name. But yeah. So that you'll get your own custom command, and we can just keep doing stacking up incentive. We can stack up some of those stoner ones, because it's funny. every time Stony cues his bong rip, Seaweed follows it right up with, that was some good weed. So I'm going to make yours coughing. If you come back a couple of times and I catch you in my stream a couple more times, I'll start asking you to remind me to make you one. I kicked all your asses. Did you see that? I kicked all your asses. But yeah, I'll make you your own cue command, and maybe we'll do coughing for you. Perfect. Yeah, you're going to be the coughing sound command. I have faith that you'll be back. And then we'll have the bong rip, the coughing, and then Seth Rogen saying that's good weed. And like, really, what the fuck more do you want? I'm going to give somebody else one more chance to win besides me. I'm sorry, guys. It's because I picked Deadpool. No matter how many times you kill him, it just comes right back. Yeah, it's like, you ever seen one of those NFL photos where, like, Roger Craven sits by Barry Moorhead, and the last name's Craven, and Moorhead are, like, stacked up, and then somebody from the box will call them and be like, you guys can't sit beside of each other because it says Craven Moorhead. I always thought that was so fucking funny when those guys would sit beside of each other and have dumbass last names that went together like that. It was so fucking funny. Okay, I digress. This is... Yeah, I think the jump command works during the fight, but you got your ass kicked. You've been shanking everybody. You made enemies. You loving the curtain effect? I feel like the Wizard of Oz. Operatic. I feel like the Wizard of Oz. There's no man behind the curtain. Seaweed Dave, you better fuck off. Get away from me. Sitting on top of me and shit. Oh shit. Let me despawn those guys. You guys can attack the Summers. No, I'm just kidding. Man, you were up in my space. Stoney's there now. So you just, if anybody gets too close, you just poink. Get rid of their asses. Blue Chocobo. You did, dude. The Blue Chocobo kicked everybody's butt. D&D bag bounced off the one gray cube up there. Okay. ADHD. It's real. But I like the cookie. Stoney's an Epion.
I like a cookie.
Yeah, I'm gonna need supports. Do you wanna see me support it? Thank you, Stony. Yeah, SLAU still need supports. They're just way easier to do. Here, I'll show you. So, first off, if we export this all as one file, it's going to be a pain in the dick to work with. So we're going to export these each as individual files, and we'll give them each a name. So I'm glad you checked out some of the art. Yes, Stoney, you got me. They are not way easier to do. That is false. Stoney, you saw my demon. It printed in one try. But you have helped me make them significantly easier in my own printing. Thank you. I'm sure that like session of you watching me physically support those helped a lot. That makes a big difference. Now I'm just looking at this guy to see exactly how I want to print him. Okay. Orientation wise. Because we're going to scale these things all up together once we pull them over. Alright. Let's name each one of these. It's always good to name your shit. Fucking literally isn't really a good... Wolf, Moon, Bust. And then we're going to do Cloud 1, Cloud 2, and Cloud 3. Drink, drink, drink. Ooh. Thank you, guys. I'm going to start queuing sounds. No, I can't queue sounds to channel points. Earl Grey tea is the best. There is no better tea. Tea. Earl Grey. Hot. Number 1. Make it so. That's good, right? Is anybody a Star Trek fan? Do you guys like my Jean-Luc? Earl Grey hot. Fuck yes, sir. Thank you for your support. I know I'm not the only one. Of course. Number one. Go take a number two. Fuck number one. He never made the tea. He didn't. He didn't get it. He wasn't as cultured as Jean-Luc was a cultured motherfucker. Alright, we were doing something. I put a timer on the ADHD so it couldn't be spammed because I knew it would be necessary. At Hermione, you could say it's beyond belief. With Jonathan Frakes. Ooh, where's that emote you do where it's like the ooh face? Because that's fucking hilarious. You gotta watch TNG, man. It's amazing. I watch TNG right in between Deep Space Nine and Voyager. Every time I finish a season, I start a new season, and that's all. Yeah, there you go, Stony. That's your trademark, bro. But yeah, I watch Star Trek in loop. Star Trek and Futurama are like the only things I really fucking watch. Alright, all these are oriented somewhat the correct way that I'm going to want them. This guy I'm actually going to probably tilt him back, but I can do that in G2 box. I don't know, I might not want him. We'll see. Alright, so now that I need to name Cloud 2, and then something popped loose. Hold on. What fell off? Something moved. Captain Jean-Luc Picard is my first crush. He is an amazing actor and an amazing character. Patrick Stewart. I've got Patrick Stewart's autograph, ADC. Where the fuck is that? I don't know what it did with it, but I'm going to make sure that all the keys are there. That's what happened. That key's missing. Fuck. Fuck. Fuckity fuck. Patrick Stewart is my second crush. That's fucking hilarious. Bot not bit. A word bot. What did you... I'm sorry. I missed what you said. Maybe a bit of that looks for a set of pixels that match. A work not would be easier, but it may go off if someone tipped hydrate, where they not would only trigger the word and a coin image count. Yeah, that was a little butchered and hard to read, but I think I know what you meant. Yeah, I don't know if I can... The only celebrity I've met is Michael Bay. So, ADC, you want me to... I'm gonna tell you another cool story. I went on a Star Trek cruise last February, and it was a Star Trek themed cruise. I think it was the fourth one of its kind. And it was, I'm bot searching something. Oh, thank you, Seaweed. So I went on the Star Trek cruise, and it was the Voyager cruise. So Kate Mulgrew was there. A lot of the Voyager crew. Super easy if I can't come up with some leads. Thank you. So like most of the actors from Voyager. Jerry Ryan was there, which was like, you know, my big crush in Star Trek of all of them. Jerry Ryan was there. Robert Picardo was there. Brent Spiner was there from TNG. It was a big list of stars. Garrett Wang was there. So Garrett Wang was doing an interview in the cafeteria area. 6 out of 7. There was more too. I probably can hit the rest if I keep naming. Kira Nerys, I forget her name. Nana Visitor was there. But yeah, so I was Garrett Wang. Yes, Data was there, and he spoke to me. And John Delancey, Q. came up to me on the cruise ship and went, "That's an amazing mustache." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're an amazing actor." And he's like, "We'll have to talk." And we did. We talked a few times. But yeah, I met John Delancey. I met Garrett Wong. So Garrett Wong was doing an interview in the cafeteria. And I walked up. The dude was like, it was a random fan. And he was really botching the interview. And me, I'm charismatic. I'm not camera shy. So I walk up. And I'm like, "Yes, Q2." I'm like, I look at the camera guy. And I'm like, "Dude, can I sit down?" And he's looking at me and looking at this other dude. And he's like, "Fucking please sit down." So he tells me to sit down. So I sit down by Garrett Wong and this other guy. And they're doing an interview. And he's like, "Hey," he asked the guy who his favorite Star Trek, or which his favorite Star Trek was. And he's like, well, I don't know really. If you just asked me, and now I feel put on the spot." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up and let me talk, dude." So I patiently waited until you pull a bender. Oh yeah, it was fucking amazing. Shatner was there too. Garrett finishes interviewing this guy, and he looks at me, and he's like, "Okay, well, this was a shitty interview." And he starts asking me questions. I am no stranger to Star Trek. I watch it religiously. So I just start spouting off all my Star Trek knowledge, and he looks at me, and he's like smiling. He's like, "You really are into Star Trek?" And I'm like, "Oh, fuck yeah, I really am." So... And I found out once this little interview thing was over and they walked off, it was a documentary for Voyager. So I don't know that it's out yet, but yours truly is in a documentary for Star Trek Voyager and an interview with Garrett Wong, a.k.a. Harry Kim. Thank you. Thank you. You name dropped Shatner. That's too far. I met him too. It was very briefly. Oh, also Robert Picardo. Hold on. Let me show you something cool. I'm really sorry. You have to understand. I've stayed on track more in this particular stream than I have at all, but I have to show you something. We're gonna ADHD for just a moment. Hey, but modeling. Yeah. Shh. It's all good. Huh? It probably is, but I know that you sent it to me recently. Yeah, but I'd still have to search for it no matter what I do. I just know it. This is like the first place I was like, I know it's there. You're right. Damn. It's in the group though, right, you said? Guys, I'm sorry. This is really... I'm referring to you staying on track. I've stayed on track better than normal. So when you look back at my messages and wondering what I was talking about, God, you know me so well. That's like disgusting. I'm looking for the search. This one? That one. Sorry guys, I'm working off screen because it's my personal Facebook. Alright, hold on 1 second. Let me kill music on this. Alright, drum roll please. I don't care. That's fine. I can maximize it. Oh, that's fine too. Get over there. Timing's always bad on that. Alright, so this was a cameo that my wife got me from Robert Picardo, who was on the cruise ship with me.
Doctor's orders. Have a wonderful
This is for my birthday.
birthday. Because I commanded, and because it would mean a great deal to your wife and family. So, in order to ensure that, here is my special birthday surprise.
I'm gonna get sang to again.
James, I do understand. Your birthday is at hand. As you turn 31, your prime has just begun. I hear you're quite the fan of this here hologram. Darling Alyssa, says you won't miss a day without Star Trek. You'd walk a parsec with Captain Janeway and all her crew. You're a great husband who loves his D&D and bluegrass too. That was tough. Mix, Star Trek, Dungeons and Dragons, and bluegrass,
great?
all in, like 2 phrases.
I
But
cut off
do
a lot of
appreciate
this
my effort, and I
because,
appreciate you
it
taking those doctor's
was my
orders and
personal
having a
information,
wonderful
but
31st birthday. Cheers.
I'll let this one play too. Alright. Very cool. This heals all that ails me. Thank you for sharing. What an amazing present. It really was. And it was like I cried. I was standing there and I'm like, this is, because he did such an in-depth and immersive song. It was fucking inspiring. Who's behind me? D-bag? I warned you. I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to pull a Trump right now. I'm going to build a wall so you guys can't. Your side, my side. Your side, my side. Anybody watch Farscape? My side, your side, my side, your side, my side, your side. What the frill? Okay. Wifey material just shining through that. I know, right? I just started rewatching it. Hell yeah. You guys back? That was from having 2 blenders open, 3 G2 box. Control S, let me save that, get rid of it. Are you guys back?